Football with friends is fun as hell. My name is Alex Dunlap, here with Cody Carpentier on a big Wednesday, a hump day here on Orange Bloods Live. So pumped to have you guys with us here as we have some big news today in the Orange Bloods rumor mill column from Jason Sukamel, where he sniffs out different rumors and things that are happening in recruiting for Texas. And Cody, dude, today it was like my eyes were I got the old bug out of the eyes with or not the bug, it's just, the thing was like Bugs Bunny or something where his eyes just kind of come all the way out of their sockets.
Wow.
Yeah. I think it's Bugs Bunny. Like I got the old Bugs Bunny eyes when I saw this tight end prospect, Mark Bowman from Mater Dei. In California. The note on him, he's a 2026 reclassified from 2027, listed at 6'5", 225 pounds. And the note from Jason is that, so this dude, Mark Bowman, his dad is actually from Louisville. And what he's hearing and what people are hearing behind the scenes about this elite tight end recruit is that his father would absolutely love his son to play football at the University of Texas. And his mom is also very supportive of the idea. Obviously, there's a draw in state with USC. It feels like Jason thinks that USC is going to be a real team to beat here and a challenge. But this is a straight up $1 million looking guy. And his parents is apparently like his parents would easily sign off on Texas. And in fact, according to Jason, quote, in fact, they might even be pushing for their son to be in Austin.
Hey, a win in Louisville from a parent. That's a Mike Fasusi joke.
I was trying to figure out where you were going to go.
You looked at me like I had four eyes and something for a nose, and I was like, he not picking up on the Fasusi thing.
Look at who we got in the chat, man. We got Blake in the chat.
Hey,
Blake! What's up, brother? Dude, good to see you, man.
This kid's totally sick, man.
I couldn't believe his huddle. Like, I can't believe that people aren't. I mean, I guess if you look at his offer list, it's like maybe we can just show some of the huddle here in a minute. There's also like he's one of these kids that they've gone and made these awesome YouTube videos of too. Like where it's like film crews have showed up at his school to make the. So I do have one of those YouTube videos pulled up that maybe we could show in a second. But I mean, just the offer list should probably tell you. I can't believe. His
OVs are set though too. He's got 3 OVs and they're set Oregon, Georgia, and Texas. I mean, it's a creme de la creme.
How is he only a 4-star? Is 6.0 the highest 4-star?
Yeah, that's a high 4.
He's going to be a 5-star. I think probably once
weight probably comes into it a little bit. He's a little lean.
I don't care. I don't care one bit, man. I want to put on this huddle after a while and you guys can see this guy blocking defensive ends. And I'm not worried at all about the way the way I see Bowman, the way I see his frame is like, I see it as perfect. I think he can put on. I mean, how much does like Elijah Arroyo weigh? 253?
Yeah, but he was always listed like in the high 230s.
Yeah, but
I don't think this guy's 6'5" though.
Speaking of Arroyo, he does have a Miami offer, but he's got Bama, he's got Georgia, he's got Florida, LSU, Ole Miss, Ohio State, Oregon, everybody, USC, Florida State, Michigan, and I'm just reading the big ones: Oklahoma, Penn State, A&M's offered him. It's like there's a whole lot of just big time offers here. And let me just see if I can just kind of, am I allowed to show, like, if I say like who made these videos, this is at Under the Radar highlight videos. Can I show some of their film, or is that not allowed?
Where's this from?
YouTube.
I think you should be fine. Obviously just mute it. You'll be good.
Okay. Let's just get a look at this guy. So crazy 10th grade guy. So there he is. He for one, he doesn't look like a 10th grader. I see what you mean. Maybe kind of a little bit skinny, but dude, just look at the kind of run after catch, change of direction, the giant hands. That guy already looks like a college
He's
tight
kind
end.
of got that unexplainable
It's
lean.
Bowers. It's Brock Bowers.
It's the unexplainable like lean and play style after the catch that Bowers has.
That's exactly right, Cody. I'm like, what is it about Bowers? And it's that forward
Right
kind
there.
of lean. Yeah, it's that little kind of head bob. You know what I mean?
And the
it's
shoulders
like,
kind of come in, and it's
and next thing you know, it just he's just gone. The huddle, I think, is what you got. So you get an idea of the kind of playmaker that this guy is, right? That the alpha on an offense, and for a team that's like the number one team from wire to wire every year in the whole nation. You know what I mean? It's like it's not like he's playing against some kind of sissy competition here. We're talking about a guy that's an alpha among alphas. I I Cody, it's like I was telling you before the show that when I mean, look at the blocking there. Look at this. Look at this blocking. I mean, like, yeah, I can. He's a little bit, thin, but he certainly seems to like to block. Big, just such big hands, just excellent balance. Just I I'm not being hyperbolic when I'm saying like, can you remember seeing a better huddle reel from a tight end? I'm not sure. We're talking like I made the I made the I made the thumbnail to say game changer because he's just like the guy would be just an epic game changer at a position of real need for Texas. Can you imagine that guy, Nick Townsend?
Oh, that's the type of guy to make Nick Townsend not want to play football at Texas. I'm just saying. I mean, call a spade a spade. I know Keith Williams is going to be in the chat in 5 minutes, but he's a big Nick Townsend guy. But I'm trying to find.
He looks like Brock Bowers. It's like I can't. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's the
I can't
perfect
remember.
comp.
I'm trying to find the. You asked if there was any other tight end one that came to mind. I can't remember if it was Eric Gilbert or Darnell Washington.
Well, I'm sure Darnell Washington in high school was some kind of something, right?
But here's the thing, like, so the kid, yeah. I think it was Washington here. The kid, there's only one other kid in the country ranked ahead of Mark Bowman right now. It's Kendra Harrison, who's from Reidsville, North Carolina. I watched this kid at the Rivals camp last year in Charlotte. This kid is 6'5", 6'6", 250. He's a 5-star at tight end, and he's a 4-star power forward in basketball with like North Carolina, Oregon, all these other offers in Georgetown, all these offers in basketball. And so he's a two-way player, but you turn his on, it's way more into that conjunction with the Darnell Washington, the big lumbering.
I'm watching you right now.
He's more of a big lumbering. He's the old school tight end, whereas Bowman is much more in line with the Bowers, the Kincaids.
Just call him Bowman. Call him Bowman. Because he's a baby dude. He's a Bowers. I just get the biggest smile on my face just even watching this guy. And I just turned on Kendra Harris and I'm watching him now.
He's nice, but I think this kid's better.
But I mean, we're talking about a Brock Bowers versus like a Mercedes Lewis.
That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing right there. Perfectly said.
Yeah, dude. I mean, just as far as a dynamic weapon, and I think the Bowman is going to be able to. What?
Wasn't Darnell Washington and Bowers in the same class in high school? 2020?
That would make, I guess that would make chronological sense.
No, sorry. I'm wrong. Eric Gilbert and Darnell Washington were in the same year.
Okay.
Those are the two Georgia guys that were in there together.
I mean, look, dude, it's not like Kendra Harrison some kind of slouch. This guy's really good too.
Yeah.
If I was basing this on huddle reels, dude, I'm taking Mark Bowman.
It's just type. They're two different types. Gosh. But this Bowman kid is he's a Swiss Army knife. He's a different piece.
Texas is in it for the top tight end in the whole country.
And here's the other thing in that exact conversation is So Bowman has officials set for Georgia, Texas, and Oregon. So Oregon has the Kendra Harrison commitment already, who's the number one kid in the country. Caden Protho from Bowden, Georgia, is a Georgia lean. And Georgia also has the number 8 tight end, Lincoln Keys. So Georgia's pretty much, got a lean towards Protho. And like I said, and Lincoln Keys. Oregon's already got the number one kid in the country. Bauman's already a lean towards Texas. I mean, if you're stacking bricks in front of each other, you're stacking stones or not stones. What's the pavers? You're stacking pavers in front of each other to kind of create a path. The path is there for Texas to walk in here and walk out as long as the USC side of things doesn't throw a curveball.
Thanks to Thomas Quinn for this this tidbit. His dad actually is a Longhorn fan. Bowman said in another service interview, he grew up watching Longhorn games with his dad, so he's familiar with the program. Dude, they got to get this done. Mark Bowman, no matter what, they got to get it done.
So you're okay. So this is a
no matter what.
This is a no matter what.
Yeah. And
Simmons, a DK Moore, a Fasusi,
and a Mark Bowman is my first one for this class. I even more than like Javion Osborne. I never went no matter what with I never went no matter what with Javion. I mean, I can't, once you see it, you can't unsee it. I can't imagine would he get to play, because he would come in and play his first year.
This kid?
So he would get to play with Arch.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah. Still, dude, I'm like, gosh, I would like,
and Diabell.
I want to watch Diabell dropping those dimes to this guy.
Yeah,
just he's something else. If you guys haven't seen the huddle, I would go watch the huddle. Apparently, some of you guys are familiar with the guy's game. I was unfamiliar with his game until he led the rumor mill today with all this recent buzz about Texas. Unbelievable, man! Just a unbelievable player, and I think try to think about the great tight ends that Texas has had. You think he's the best tight end since David Thomas?
You'd be able to answer that better than I.
I mean, you think David Thomas or Jermichael Finley was better?
I mean, he's similar to Jatavian, right? Jatavian obviously played edge, though.
Well, right. Silly me. I thought that Jatavion Sanders should play edge at Texas.
Hey, I kind of think Townsend should. I think Townsend is, when you watch his tape, he's a tight end and an edge rusher. I think the guy has a lot of potential at edge. So,
and I don't think getting Bowman. I don't think that I don't think that it relegates Nick Townsend to the wing.
That was a joke. That was that was a joke. I was just saying that's the level of talent we're looking at.
Golly, man. It's just I can't turn off the highlights. It's just I need to turn them off. It is distracting.
According to all-time recruitments, the top ranked tight end that Texas has ever had committed is Tony Hills. No, this can't be right. Why is this even on this list? He didn't have a star.
None
of these guys have.
But Tony Hills ended up playing tackle.
This isn't right. This list is like, oh, it's not sorted. I was like, why is this sorted like this?
Oh,
never mind. Ignore me. I'm sorting it by rank, and it's like populating guys that aren't ranked. That doesn't make any sense. Ignore me. I thought I had a answer to your question.
I mean, I think it's got. I think it would be David Thomas or Jermichael Finley. It's like, as far as the guy coming in, of course, it's like Cotton saying better prospect. Let's see him do something first, though. I get it, but we're allowed to be excited about one of the best tight ends I've ever seen on Huddle.
Come on, Cotton.
His parents pushing him to go to Texas, dude. He just reclassified from 27 to 26. It's like it's right on the doorstep now. Reel him in. You said he's got his OV to Texas? That's already.
He's got an OV at Texas, and then Georgia, and then Oregon. So it's the 6th he's going to be at Texas, the 13th he'll be at Georgia, and the 20th of June he'll be at Oregon.
Jason says that USC is the team to worry about.
Well, I mean, they might get the 27th. They might get that late June.
I thought there's only 3. Is it just 3 weeks that Texas is having of these things? I thought it was only 3.
Texas only has 3. I think in reality there's like 6 weekends.
Okay. Well, regardless, Just big developments there. So we wanted to keep you abreast of that. Big developments today at Texas Beef Traders. You guys have sold them out of the hot honey beef jerky. I managed to get a little bit of it today, but if you order it, it's on back order. They were in there today working their tails off in the back, just trying to put these things together. But I had to get the hot honey. My son ate me out of it, dude. Look how good this looks. We're talking about just such a thick. It's like it's chewy and stuff still, but it's very like it's soft enough to where it still tastes like steak.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for eating it right in front of my face. I'm 1,500 miles away.
You'll be getting some soon, and
2 weeks from now, hopefully 2 weeks you'll bring some to me.
They were getting in all kinds of new beef today because it's Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
I got some tenderloin tips that I'm going to have for dinner either tonight or tomorrow. And I got some bags of beef jerky. And I got some beef sticks. And all that stuff with my discount at Texas Beef Traders cost me $37. Two bags of elite beef jerky, 1 pack of beef sticks, and 1.43 pounds of tenderloin tips cost me like 30. What I say? 37, 38 bucks?
Yeah.
37 something. I mean, what are you guys doing? Like, it's right there in Lakeway. I went in. It takes me as long to get from my house I got to drive into Lakeway, right? Takes me 25 minutes to get to it. I gladly do it just to get this stuff. You can, if you're in any part of Austin, you can get to Texas Beef Traders just as fast. You get 10% off elite food. It's great to see Darren up there today. And we're going to have a new product coming out for you guys real soon. That's the best thing I've ever made. And the best thing that Cody has ever made. I'm guessing it's the best thing you ever made. I'm older than you. It's the best thing I've ever made. Besides my kids, I kind of made them. Texas Beef Traders, TexasBeefTraders.com. I can't wait to tell you about our new product. It's a game changer. I've already been using it at my house for months. TexasBeefTraders.com. All right, Cody, what do you want to talk about next as I eat the rest of this beef jerky?
Wait, did you just say that was the greatest thing you've ever made?
Yeah.
I mean, you have kids.
Yeah, I said besides my kids, I kind of made them.
I was like, my brain stopped when you said greatest thing I ever made, and I was like, wait.
I like the thing that you and I made better than a record that I recorded. They got on like 3 different movies and Guitar Hero, and that a Grammy-winning producer produced, that I recorded in the exact same studio that Aerosmith recorded "Dream On." That was the new that was the new morning record with Alpha Rev. I was super proud of that. And the thing that you and I made, I'm prouder of it.
Would Roster Watch be third on that list or like further down?
Oh, I guess I'm prouder of Roster Watch. That actually gave me a job at the point in time when the whole music career was going down the tubes. That along with Orange Blood.
Like Sandman says, you can't beat that meat.
You know, you cannot. You can't beat it. Somebody's asking in the chat if that's Wagyu. No, this isn't Wagyu. This is MTX beef from Mason, Texas. It's certified Angus beef, but the steak is cut from this is cut from really good cuts like sirloin. All right, let's see here. What is the next one here?
You got something? I was going to say there's some ranking updates on Rivals that happened.
Okay, why don't we talk about that? Because I just kind of have a grab bag of topics we can fly through after the ranking updates.
Okay. So we talked about this a little bit before, but one of the Texas commits for this next year, 2026, from Melissa, Texas, is Max Wright. He's now up 21 spots to 117 overall in the nation. So this is a guy that in March of last year was not ranked. He went up to 126, down to 138. Now he's up to 117 in the country. And he's the 8th ranked tackle in the country is Max Wright. That is Jackson Cantwell, Manuel Iheanacho, who we've talked about, Felix Ojo from Mansfield, Texas. Turntine is 5. Cody Green, who's from Mater Dei, is committed to Oregon. He's been sniffing around Texas. Texas has been sniffing around him. And then you have Kenye Pepe from IMG. And then you have Max Wright as the 8th ranked tackle in the country now.
Does he look like the 8th ranked tackle in the country to use when you watch his huddle?
No. And
I think his junior highlights are better than his senior ones. That's what gave him the bump, or his sophomore ones. I think that's what gave him the bump.
I'll be honest with you. As far as tackles go, for me, I have him as the 12th ranked tackle, which is the lowest ranked tackle amongst those that have been offered by Texas.
Who are those again?
So you have 12. Max is 12th.
Okay.
11 is. Sorry, I have it sorted differently. Samuel Utu from Orange County, California. Malachi Lee from Honolulu. Bryston Martinez from Louisiana committed to LSU. Samuel Rosenborough from Clearwater, Florida. Adam Guthrie committed to Clemson. He's from Ohio. You have Turntine. You have Felix Ojo. You have Zayden Krempin. That's 6'5'4" or 6'5'3". Sorry. Number 4 is Cody Green from Oregon, and then Pepe, and then Iheanacho, and yeah.
Hey, speaking of Iheanacho,
Total sicko?
What?
Total sicko.
Are you impressed by this?
Was this 530?
Yeah. Are you impressed by it?
I mean, he's 6'7", 340 pounds. So, I didn't see this yet. I saw the video, but I didn't click on it. He does have a 700-pound trap bar deadlift, which I've done. Oh, that nice.
It looks like, I mean, he went down below parallel.
Yeah, that's a proper powerlifting squat right there. That's not even parallel. That's hitting the.
Are you supposed to go down? Are you supposed to go down? Are you supposed to let your butt kind of hit your calves in a squat?
So
I thought that's bad for your knees.
Well, your butt shouldn't hit your calves, but it's kind of a dip there where your hip, the point at your hip, and when you're standing up straight, you have your knee. There's a crest in your knee where goes from your upper leg to your lower leg, obviously. And when you squat down, it should dip just like right below it. And that's kind of how they judge you. They judge you
like without doing like the hinge like you would do on a deadlift, though, right?
Yeah, you don't want to do a hinge. No, it's all about I wish I could do something with my fingers to show you, but it's all about getting right below parallel and then coming back up. You never want to hit. If you hit parallel on the powerlifting meet, they'll give you red lights and it'll be a fail. You have to go below parallel.
Oh, okay.
In a non-gear saying, like if you wear like a squat suit and you get down there, it's close. Like that's a little more shallow. But if in a raw meet, like a raw lift, like he just did, that is an excellent lift, and that's 530 pounds, and he's 6'7", 340.
Yeah, and he's like that was just down and up.
Did he have sleeves on, or did he have a belt on? He had a belt on, right?
He had a belt, but he didn't have any. He didn't have any wraps around his knees or anything.
Well, if he wore wraps, I would question him. If he had sleeves on, that's probably what he should have on, sleeves to protect his knees for.
He doesn't have anything on.
Longevity, but no, he's a 600-pound squatter. You can tell that by that easy, and that is perfect. I mean, like I told you, when I watch this kid, I think of like Michael Orr in the Blindside movie. It's just cliche, but it's like this guy, when you turn that tape on, there's nobody he plays against is even fair. And he plays for North Bethesda in Maryland, which is one of those high-ranking schools in the DMV. And he plays against good competition, and he just dunks kids and just dunks them and dumps them and dumps them. He's a top 5 overall pick in the right class. I wholeheartedly believe that. But I think he's like a Maryland/Oregon.
Maryland?
Well, that's his home school.
He's not going to go to Maryland. Are you kidding me?
I think he goes to Penn State, but Oregon's, I think, throwing some cash at him. Other ranking movers Chris Stewart, the committed receiver currently, he moved up from 190 to 168.
He's
Nick
not going to
Rob,
end up. He's not going to end up at Texas.
it's yeah. I don't think they're going to offer his brother. The Nick Robertson, the latest commitment in the 2026 class. Nick Robertson, the interior offensive lineman from Klein, dropped after the commitment from 203 to 219. So he's a 3-star, but he's going in the wrong direction. Felix Ojo, these are uncommitted players that are targets. Ojo went up 1 spot from 12 to 11. John Turntine dropped from 37 to 44 because he weighs significantly lighter than expectation. And his website or his Rivals account has been adjusted to say 270 now. Jamarian Carlton, the edge rusher from Temple, went from 61 to 46, so he's now a top 50 kid in the country. KJ Edwards dropped 11 spots from 36 to 47 overall. Still running back 2, all-purpose back. I still hate how they do that, all-purpose versus running back. It's 2 different rankings, and it should not be.
Well, it should just all be the same.
So stupid. Richard Wesley moved 1 spot, 8 to 9.
Looks like how far up can that guy even move?
Yeah, he's already top 10. No other big movers. That was
what is Bowman on that list?
Bowman's not on this list. I can check out Bowman's page. Other one, Diabell dropped 3 spots after the last month. What has he done other than get healthy and then earn Elite 11
MVP of the Austin camp and then get invited to the finals?
Yeah, and then it's like, okay, let's move him down 3 spots. So Mark Bowman looks like he dropped from 29. He dropped from 29 to 30. He was 24th back in February. Then he went down to 29. Now he's down at 30 overall in the country.
So he's going to be a 5-star because the top 32 are 5 stars.
Well, he's trending in the wrong direction, but right now he should be.
He's not going to. He's going to end up being a 5-star. He looks like Bowers, dude.
Hey,
but heck, I hope he stays a 4-star. Maybe that'll make it easier for Texas to land him, or at least say, "Hey, look, we can't give you more than $1 million to a 4-star." I'm not sure how well that would work.
I think.
That guy's worth $1 million, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because like yesterday or day before we did the modcast, I was like, I'd rather pay a tight end $500,000 than pay a receiver $1 million in the portal.
Yeah.
I'd rather pay this kid $1 million than a receiver $2 million, I think.
Yeah, well, yeah. You'd rather pay that kid $1 million than pay, so like we talk about, just your average run-of-the-mill cutout replacement level wide receiver. You're gonna have to pay $500K. Some transfer. Some transfer from Minnesota. Raver Bill is ranked number 5, number 6, number 22, and number 56 by Rivals. They're the outlier. Okay. Well, that's thank you, Thomas Quinn.
I didn't realize that.
Bringing all of the extra info here. We certainly appreciate it, brother. Let's see a couple things I wanted to get to. Here just quickly, since I had some of these things pulled up, that were from Twitter because I wanted to show you the Iheanacho thing. Have you seen this video of the new A&M basketball coach having to go through this embarrassing? Let me show you. And I'm just wondering if this happened to you, would you be kind of wondering? Would you be wondering, what have I gotten myself into here? Poor guy. He looks like he doesn't know what the heck is going on.
He's like, I'm just here to bring buckyball to College Station.
You get there and you're like, dude, I did not sign up for this. Like, who's the weird milkman? What is sawing Varsity's horns off? What's this whoop thing they did at the end? Why are they grabbing each other by the genitals? What on earth is going on here? That's my legitimate question to you, as somebody that doesn't come from Texas and didn't grow up with like people in your family that are Aggies, and would you rethink your decision at all? I think honestly, if I didn't know all this stuff, I might be like, man, why is this place like this?
I think it's almost like when you're asked growing up or at any point in your life, if you were offered a job, a dream job at your rival school, at the NFL team you hated, mine was always like, well, if you ever got like a coaching job or to play for the Packers, would you do it? And I always grew up saying, I wouldn't do that. But in theory, if it's the only place that would want you, you would do it, right?
Yeah, I get it.
The
Yeah.
Aggies were the one school that said, Alex, we need a general manager for our football team. And nobody else in the world wanted you. You have to stay home and do roster watch. Or you get to go be the GM for the Texas A&M Aggies.
I stay home and I keep this job and I own roster watch. And I'm as comfortable as I want to be. And I get to be with my kids all the time. And I'm not going to be fired in 3 years anyway.
Okay, so let's rewind this. You are 27 years old, no kids.
Broke. Music career's flailing.
Aggie job on the table.
Oh God, yeah. Just saw varsity's horns off. Like I'll be doing the horns down. It's whatever, dude.
So this guy's coming from Samford, right? Yeah. He's coming from Samford.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some quotes I got in the Behind Enemy Lines from like him talking about certain things, and he was told by one of his dear friends when that job came open, he was told, Bucky, if you can take that job, you got to take that job because that job is perhaps the best job in the country. When the way college athletics is going and the people behind the program, he recounted. He also said that the A&M president, this is what the A&M president, Mark Walsh, said, Bucky, your job is to beat the hell out of everybody. It's a simple job description. It's like, from every way you look at it, the guy kind of had to take the job. It's definitely a sticky place when you look at that video, and when the president tells you that, it's like, your job is to beat everyone's ass. It's like, well, I don't think the program is known for that, right?
No.
How many national championships has A&M got?
And in football, none. They claim some from that they're fake, but it's like everyone knows they're fake. Even the Aggies kind of know it. Just one more thing. As long as we're just going through this Twitter stuff, this is off topic, but it's whatever. I just saw it, and I had to get your opinion on what you thought about this one. So this is a this sandwich.
I saw this.
Oh, so you've seen it? So it costs $27. I think it's in Katz Deli in New York. So it looks like that's brisket that they're slicing up, but they might call it corned beef up there. But that's a lot of beef. $27 for this sandwich, though. We'll get a look at it here, and you just tell me if you think it's worth it. It looks really good. Was that cheese and coleslaw or something on there? Maybe some brown mustard.
That's not pastrami, is it? I think that's pastrami.
It might be pastrami. I mean, pastrami is just brisket.
Yeah.
$27.
Listen, I'll go to if I would spend $27 on that sandwich at Katz because it's good because there's a history to it and everyone's always like that's always been like the spot. So I would spend $27 on it there. If I just went to Hobo Joe's down the street and they were like, yo, look at this fat sandwich, I'd be like, I don't know if I'd spend $27 on that.
Do you think you could eat the whole thing?
I mean, I can eat. It depends on the setting I'm in.
No,
if I just got done eating literally some of the worst sushi in my life that my wife just brought home from work, I don't know if I can fit anything in my stomach because I don't feel.
Why is she bringing home sushi from the hospital?
Because she was waiting for me to get off the boat, so she went and picked up a thing of mango sushi, and I tried it.
What boat were you on?
I was on the Mayflower. No, my buddy got a boating membership, and so we went out and smoked a cigar in the harbor.
Oh, like in the sea?
Yeah, I mean the Atlantic's right there. So.
Did you guys wet a hook?
No.
What's wrong with you,
dude? It was a small craft advisory today.
Oh.
It's windy as hell out there, so we just went out and tried to find a little spot and light a cigar up we only went out there for like 2 hours. Had to get back for the show for the fine people.
All
But
right.
anyway, I had some horrible sushi. And if I got that and gave me heartburn immediately, I probably couldn't eat that whole sandwich. But if you and me go to New York, for a draft or something, you're damn right I'm going to eat maybe two of them.
I don't think you could. I'd love to see you. I'd love to see you try. If a $27 sandwich is too much to pay, but you're never going to pay that much at Specs. There's almost over 500, creeping up to 600. You guys watching right now. We couldn't have everybody here if it wasn't for the Specs chat line. Thanks so much to Specs for being such a great sponsor.
Have you heard the news? Specs is turning 63, and we're celebrating you. Whether you're looking for whiskey, canned cocktails, or wine, Specs has it all with Texas-sized savings all month long. Specs. Cheers to savings.
Yes, cheers to savings indeed. It's Football with Friends here. Alex Dunlap, Cody Carpentier on a big Wednesday. Oh, so it's 28. So it's 28.95 now. That inflation's crept in since that video was taken. That is some good looking. Gosh, it's not brisket, but it's good.
You can also get it, you can lean plus $3, cheese. You could make this sandwich $40.
What do they call it? Lean? Do they call it lean and moist or lean and fatty? I can't see it on there.
Oh, sorry. It says juicy, standard, lean is $3 more, extra lean, aka dry, is $5.
So you got to pay more for these people are these
Stupid.
These Northeastern are carpetbaggers.
Give me at the most standard is what I would say. As standard as you can get.
What I want is I want you to take that brisket, find the flat, take the flat completely off, just give me the point, find me the end cut and cut the ends off of the point, and that super fatty spot where it's marbled, right? But it's not just the big layer of fat on top. That just give me cuts from right there. That should be your.
Here's the thing. We learned this in Kansas City.
Just take that flat and go throw it away.
We learned this in Kansas City, dude. I don't think anybody north of what's a good river that runs? No river really runs, I guess.
East and west. The Arkansas River kind of runs east and west. It comes from Colorado down through Oklahoma, down through Arkansas. It meets up with the Mississippi. It's kind of east and west.
Nobody north, nobody east, nobody northeast of that knows how to make brisket.
No, man. I don't know. Things have changed a little bit. I'll bet you that place over by you, right? Like John Lewis's place doesn't.
Lewis, doesn't count though, right? Because Lewis is a Texas barbecue.
Oh, well, it all comes from here. It's like it's not just Texas barbecue. It's like
it's a
Dallas
style.
or Houston or nobody else can claim this stuff, dude. This is from a very, very, very specific part of Texas that is like Taylor and Blockhart, and I know people are going to hate to say it because all the Elgin places suck now, but Elgin was one of these. Luling, all places kind of Blackland Prairie. When you've been to Austin, you've experienced the hill country, right? Because we come and we get to I-35 and we just go west and north and west, right? But if you go east on I-35 represents a big kind of territorial change in how the landscape of Texas is, right? East of 35, you have flat, dark kind of prairie plains. And they grow white oak out there, post oak, and it's different. Out here, it's all live oak, right? So they use live oak. They use like at Opie's. Remember, we went there. I said this is different because they use like mesquite wood in here, right? Like all the craft barbecue, like everything that these guys all learned at places like Snow's, and that they learned at places like the original Mueller's, and that's where Franklin came from. That's where Shane Stiles came from. That's where John Lewis, like all these dudes, right? Well, they all learned from them, and they all made their craft barbecue places around Austin and in Central Texas, and then people offshoots just went off from there. And so, like the places that are awesome, like now in Dallas, like Goldie's, or like Cadillac, or in San Antonio, like 2M, or in Houston, like Truth or all the rest of these spots. It's all Central Texas craft barbecue, and that just goes off, and now it's all over everywhere. So it isn't. It's not like it's just from Texas. It's literally from right here around Austin. So just a little barbecue history there.
I love that. I love every bit of that. A lot of names I didn't know coming into it. So, but I think that only proves the point further is that, like, for example, that my favorite place around here outside of Lewis, because Lewis, to me, I always just refer to it as Texas barbecue because everybody around here is like, oh, if you had Lewis, I'm like, Lewis isn't your barbecue because they have like home team and all these other places, and it's
Yeah.
trash. It's pork. Like, you go there to get pork. You don't go there to get brisket. Even my favorite place, Palmyra, we're beef cheek. Like, when you come out here, when Byron comes out here, we're getting beef cheek at this place.
Yeah. Well,
This past weekend, they had brisket for the first time ever. It was like a weekend thing. We're doing brisket this weekend. Garbage.
I'm sure
It's a Puerto Rican place that has mastered the pork, the beef cheek, and like nobody can. You just have to come. It's such a wild conversation to even talk about the brisket thing, but it's definitely like a bloodline thing, like a heritage thing, like, you know, the Bosas, the McCaffreys. Like,
Mhm.
you gotta be, if you haven't been there or been a part of it, you ain't know nothing about it.
Mark Bowman's dad needs to tell him about this Texas barbecue. We got to use everything that we have in the entire arsenal, Cody. All right, let's see here. So the Athletic, they have a new 3-round mock coming out. They came out today, or came out Monday, and you kind of discussed it today. We were doing the roster watch show and putting in landing spots for teams that Mel Kiper and the Athletic gave them. The Athletic gave Jaydon Blue to the Cleveland Browns in the 3rd round, but only 8 running backs in the first 2 days of the draft, and Jaydon Blue is one of them. You think that's really going to happen? Do you think Jaydon Blue's a lock to go in the first 2 days, or since he won't go on day 1, is he just a day 2 lock? We've kind of heard that from people.
I got a report about that like a month ago. I think I put in the Brewer Room that it was like he's going to go earlier than anybody thinks. I kind of think he's a 4th, 5th round guy, but when speed and versatility and like acceleration and burst comes to the table, I think it changes everything. Like, even a guy like Kenny and Wong, you can go in the 14th pick in the 4th round. A guy from Iowa State that was behind Breece Hall forever and like ran a 4.37.
Yeah,
I think a guy like Jaydon Blue, who's at least shown it on wax against good football teams the last couple of years, I think there's a lot of tread on the tire when he's healthy, and especially with what just happened with Jahmyr Gibbs and his build and the speed he has. I think a lot of coaches will be like, that's maybe the dart I want to throw is going to be on that guy. So I could see it. I could see him being a top 100 pick. I think would shock some people, but I could see it.
I don't think it would. I don't think it'd be too shocking. I'm kind of still. I've been thinking about it all day.
He's not ranked for anybody in the top 15, dude. He's like running back 23.
Well, I think it's good that we're probably a little higher on him than some others. He's going to have better draft capital. I really am starting to think, man, that maybe the RJ Harveys and the Jarquez Hunters of the world, and I don't think Dylan Sampson, but maybe Dylan Sampson. I think some of these guys. I think a lot of them are going to go. I think the running back run might actually start in round 4. Just with how deep it is with the defensive line, and people saying, man, we can really load up at D line with some really good players here through day 2. We're just going to wait for the run to start. We're not going to go cherry picking our runners unless unless it's one of the top 4 guys, unless it's, Ashton Genty or Omarion Hampton or Travion Henderson or Quinshon Judkins. I don't think that. You never know. It just takes one team, but I think if they were drafting efficiently, which they don't ever do, they would wait for the run. And I think from what I'm seeing recently that run might not start to occur till round 4, which is a little bit surprising to me. But do you think it's 50-50 Blue goes day 2, or think it's 65-35 or?
Yeah, I'll go 65-35.
All right. A couple other topics here. Anwar, he had this was from his Sunday column, but I was just kind of curious what you think. Like, it was about special teams. He said on Sunday that there's some around the Texas program feel like they just can't have 5 specialists on the roster eating up 5 scholarships, and that would be So I guess he's talking about who's the fifth? Oh, Lance St. Louis. So the long snapper, Bert Auburn, Will Stone, Australian Jack, whatever, Bowmeister, and Michael Kern.
Yeah, so I mean they got to pick a. That's basically telling you they need to pick a kicker or pick a punter. Like they need to get rid of one of the two probably.
Well, I mean, but that's the thing is that Jeff Banks was trying to kind of for a while there sort of have his cake and eat it too with Michael Kern, because he was saying no, we're just bringing in Jack because we still like Michael Kern and we think he can learn from him. But I've been hearing stuff that Banks is still tilted with the punting, even with Bowmeister. Is that his name, Jack Bowmeister?
Yeah, I think you get rid of. I think you. Stone's a punter, right? Stone can punt. For some reason, I feel like in my head he could punt.
I don't know.
Between Stone and Kern, I would keep whoever is the most versatile.
Well, Stone. Well, we know what Stone can do. He's really good at kickoffs.
Yeah, but that's waste. That's the whole point of this whole thing. Is it's a waste to have a dude kick off.
And he was set to be the kicker versus Ohio State.
So, but they're both seniors, right?
Is Will no
Stone and Auburn? I think are both seniors on. I mean, that's where they have them on the recruiting board.
Okay.
So, let's see here. Senior, yeah. Okay, so I think what you do is you probably either whoever you pick, whether it's Bert or whether it's Stone, you get that figured out, and then you tell one of them to jump in the portal, and then you make Kern learn how to kick off. If you want to have an up, if it's Auburn, perhaps that you pick as the kicker. Stone leaves, which we heard was going to happen before.
I'm not sure you can just tell somebody, hey, go learn to. And look, this is one thing where it's like
I'm pretty sure you can tell a punter to go learn how to kick off of a tee.
Well, this is one thing, man. People come here like people. I think people like the show because we know a lot about football and we've studied it our whole lives. I'll be the first to tell you when there's stuff that I don't know. Usually it's with the intricacies of what the quarterback is doing or what the DBs are doing. And I'll admit it. I'm just like, I don't know why he took that one step there. Like, one thing I'll always freely admit, I don't know what they're doing on special teams. I just don't. Those guys live in their own world, man. It's like a separate little team. I don't know. Like, maybe somebody in the chat knows. Can you just tell a punter? Like, it feels to me like it's a different mechanism for you. But like I know as much about this as I know about like basketball. I truly don't know. So if you have any insight about it, like
I long snapped in high school for 1 year. I kicked off for like 4 years.
Well, you must have had some bad kickers in your town.
What do you mean? I made a 33-yard field goal in a game.
You get the big 265-pound like guard out there to kick the ball through the uprights.
Alex, I played so my entire varsity career. I played one game as a freshman. I played sophomore, junior, senior. Small school, Minnesota. I played defensive tackle, which consisted of 3 tech nose. I played end. I played linebacker. I played fullback. I played running back. I played guard, tackle, kicker, punter, long snapper.
You changed positions every year?
No, like throughout whatever was needed. Like my offensive line.
You're like the Tyler Warren?
My offensive line averaged about 195, 200 pounds. And I was 250 in high school. So I was the biggest kid on the team. But without an ego, I would say I was the most athletic every year but one.
Okay. Clearly, you kicked a 33-yard. All right, so you tell me. You can just tell. You can say, Michael Kern, instead of punting, we want you to now go kick off of a tee.
Yes.
And expect you just to know how to do that.
Correct. If it was the inverse, if I was like, hey, Will Stone, all you do is kick off and you're waiting in line to potentially get an opportunity to be a kicker, go learn how to punt. That's going to take him way longer than it is for you to go tell Michael Kern, hey man, you know what? You're gonna need to wait a year. Keep punting, but we want you to be the kickoff specialist because we're gonna
They
let
should
one of
be
these kickers
they
walk.
should be drilling that in the springtime.
Kicking off of a
All
tee.
those guys are still out there just going off in the corner,
Again,
playing
you're not kicking a
their
field goal.
reindeer games and nobody knows what the heck's going on.
You're not kicking a field goal. You don't have to worry about timing. It's you and the tee and the ball. You
I
can figure that
understand,
out.
but there's ways. Well, yeah, but there's ways that you got to approach the kick and
Of course.
the angle of your foot whenever it hits the ball or the launch angle.
Yeah,
Like
come on. These guys have one job, man. I mean, they're not dumb.
I'm not saying they're dumb.
Well, it's like think how many things a guard has to do on a single play. A guard, right? Walk up to the line of scrimmage for me. Listen to the play,
Yeah.
digest it, look at the defense. Now, what do you have to do in this play? Do you have to pull?
What you said? I have to
Down block? Pass block? Like look how many different things
concept.
you have. And these are big dumb offensive linemen. Now think about that punter. His job is to punt the football.
Dumb. They're not dumb. There's the offensive line guys are some of the smartest guys on the team. Man, are you kidding me?
Perception, right? Big
Yeah.
dumb jock.
Yeah.
Then you think of the punter, the kicker. It's like you have one job. Your job is to strike the football in a certain spot to get it to land in a certain spot. Yes, there's different ways, there's different nuances to get the ball to do certain things. You want it to nosedive in at the 5, go out of bounds. You want it to, you want that ball to bounce a bunch. You want it to come off your foot. Nobody wants to hear all this. Point is, a lot less that you need to worry about to kick that football off the tee than it is to punt. So it's a lot easier transition, is what I'm saying, from go to punter to kick off than it is to go from kicking off to being the full-time punter.
One final topic that I
Make
have
yourself
here,
worth more.
and this is something where it's like I heard yesterday at practice that by the way, no access to practice on Thursday, so more of just having to try and get notes. We'll try and have some stuff in the war room, but they'll have player availabilities tomorrow. Hoping maybe next week. I'm starting.
The odds on under 1.5 are rising.
Yeah. It's brutal. They need to give us a makeup practice. I mean, even 2 was unacceptable, but we didn't get to go to the second one. Like they need to have a makeup practice for us.
Can I ask a question? I don't know if you have something in the bucket already.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Who have you heard of, and who is Drew Fabianich?
Oh, the new Senior Bowl director?
Yes.
He was the general manager last year for only one season. In the last year, was that still Neil Brown last year at West Virginia?
Yep.
So he kind of came in for a lame duck year for him as the GM. But before that, since 2003, he was he started out as an area scout with the Cowboys, and he was just a Cowboys lifer. Moved up eventually to national scout. And other than that, I don't know anything. I don't know the guy from Adam, but I didn't know. I didn't know Phil Savage from Adam whenever he was added on as the executive director of the Senior Bowl, who took it to a whole different level than the guy Kevin before him. I've forgotten Kevin's last name, but whenever I first started going there in 2012, it was Kevin something. Phil Savage took it to a new level. After Phil Savage then elevated his profile to where he ends up going and leaving that job to become the assistant general manager of the Jets alongside Joe Douglas. Whenever he first took that job, and then Jim Nagy comes in, he's been there for the whole time you've been going. I think a few years before that. And then he's elevated his status to where he's like, I think if you're a huge college football fan at this point, you know who Jim Nagy is, even if you didn't know that he left for the Oklahoma GM job, just because during draft season, he's on ESPN and stuff and NFL Network and all this stuff all the time, so it definitely elevated his profile. I don't think that
this guy doesn't even exist on social media.
Yeah, I noticed it. I was like, well, I'd like to follow him and shoot him a DM and introduce myself and stuff. It's that's an important relationship to have with the Senior Bowl director, of course. But this is all to say, it's like I think by the end of his time is this, unless he comes in and screws the pooch and he stinks, right? Lets Eric Galco take over as the best, as as the best.
I think he's
You got you got to remember too, man. You got to play the game to get that job. Like half of this thing is appealing to the city of Mobile's tourism and blah blah blah. It's a lot of this stuff is about promoting the city of Mobile. It just really, really is. That game is very important to the city. It's important for tourism. It's crucial to their economy. So you have to understand that and play the game and know how to do that. I think from somebody that's from just a long time, old school, wearing his what to leather, going around and traveling and doing all this stuff. I think that he's a guy that, all these guys understand that kind of the essence of the Senior Bowl and what it means from all the various factions, right? I think if you were going to hire a big name guy, they might not really understand that as much. So, don't know what
kind of the expectation you expected, like something like a former scout type of a situation. You didn't think like somebody
would it have been cool if they would have hired like Louis Riddick or something? Yeah. Would he have been good? I don't know.
That's what I'm asking though. Like hypothetical. And I know we got to get out, but hypothetical, like my brain either went to, it's going to be somebody like this, who is like off the wall, no social media, former scout for 2 decades, or was there potential that it was going to be like a Mike Mayock or a Todd McShay or Jeremiah, something like this, where somebody's like, it's kind of a stepping stone, right? Like we saw Mike Mayock get the opportunity to go to the Raiders, but it's like, he didn't work. All right, let's give him let's get him halfway there.
Give him a half step back up. But I'm not sure I'd want Mayock. It turns out that he's not that good and not good of an evaluator.
Clelin Ferrell don't do it.
Clelin Ferrell at 3. Was that 3 or 4? I mean, whatever.
Yes.
I mean, it's just, yeah. All right. Now you can email us, Alex Dunlap FWFemails@gmail.com. You can find me on X at Alex Dunlap NFL. You can find Cody at Cody Carpentier. Thanks so much to Texas Beef Traders. Thanks to Poncho Outdoors. Thanks to My Perfect Franchise, our guy, Andy Ludicky. We certainly do appreciate him as well. And of course, Specs, Wine, Spirits, and Finer Foods, celebrating 63 years in business down here in the great Lone Star State. Make sure to go check them out for all of your alcohol needs. As we always say, it's totally fine. If you need to, just turn to alcohol. The four things that we want to ask you to do. Please like the show. It doesn't cost you any money to click to like the show. So click to like the show, click to subscribe to the channel. If you like the show and you think a friend would like the show, if you can email them the show, that would be great, or text them. Just let them know, man. These are my guys, Cody and Alex. They're on every night, 6 to 7. And finally, if you're somebody that got one of those texts or emails, you're just finding us for the first time today, we're here every night on Orange Bloods Live. So come back and see us, man. We would love to have you be part of the family as we continue to grow the show, amazingly grow the show during the dregs of the off season. So thank you guys. Thank you all very much. Tomorrow we're going to be over halfway to the weekend. It went by like that. It's going to be a Thursday. Then we got final takes, and next thing you know, we're rocking into the weekend. We're gonna steer you through to it. We love you very much. We appreciate you. God bless you. For Cody, I'm Alex. We're done.